What if I told you a Capitol police officer with a disciplinary record longer than a CVS receipt not only kept his job, but also got promoted? So we're going to talk about the story of Lieutenant Michael Byrd, a name synonymous with controversy post-January 6. This is the man who shot and killed an unarmed Air Force veteran who was not a threat to anyone at the time. Many say that Ashley Babbitt was murdered that day. The others say that he didn't have to shoot at all because there were multiple police officers standing right behind her on the stairway landing. From missing records on Byrd to massive perks he received, you won't believe how this all played out. But we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, click the button to become a subscriber to the channel. Hit the notification bell and smack that like button because it helps us with the algorithm so that we can get our message out to more people. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We're doing one tonight. We read interesting news stories of the week and tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. Join us. I think you'll have a good time. All right. Let's talk about Lieutenant Michael Byrd, the U.S. Capitol police officer whose name became infamous after the events of January 6, 2021. Byrd's career is the kind of story that would make a con man blush, except there's zero accountability. And the rabbit hole goes deeper than you might think. Take a trip back to 2001, when Byrd allegedly abandoned his post in the speaker's office, a top security area, to play cards in a nearby cloakroom. Yeah, I bet CNN never told you that. Abandoning your post is a serious deal. And to play cards in a cloakroom. When confronted, Byrd pulled the classic deny everything maneuver. But here's where it gets more bizarre. Despite being charged with eating, drinking on the job, abandoning his post, and lying to investigators, all of which Michael Byrd did, and everyone knows it, Byrd walked away with little more than a slap on the wrist. Now, why? That's a question you're going to want to stick around to hear the answer. Now, fast forward to 2024, and congressional investigators are on the hunt for Byrd's disciplinary records. You'd expect a paper trail, right? Wrong. These records are apparently missing. That's pretty convenient, isn't it? But convenient for who? Give us a minute. A source said that the records should exist in multiple formats, making their absence suspicious at best. But missing records aren't unusual when Democrats are involved, are they? Hell, the FBI lost a computer server that the DNC lied about, saying that the Russians hacked it. Funny how it just up and disappeared so no one could take a forensic look at it. Byrd didn't just survive controversy, he thrived in it. After January 6, Byrd received a promotion from lieutenant to captain in 2023, along with a slew of perks. $36,000 in retention funds, $21,000 in home security upgrades, and lodging at a military facility costing taxpayers $35,000. Meanwhile, his colleagues received mere scraps in comparison. It makes you wonder what the hell was going on, doesn't it? Byrd's infamous moment, the shooting of Ashley Babbitt during the January 6 Capitol breach. Critics have pointed out serious firearm safety violations, including a Getty Images photo showing Byrd walking around with his finger on the trigger of his Glock. Now, most gun owners know that you don't do that until you are ready to fire. Police officers are absolutely trained in this area. Combine this with his history of leaving his loaded firearm unattended in a Capitol building bathroom, a public bathroom, for almost an hour, and you've got an officer who is a recipe for disaster. Byrd's financial woes add yet another layer. With 2 bankruptcies, a hefty tax lien, and over $1 million in creditor claims, Byrd's financial history raises questions about his stability. Should someone with a track record wield such authority? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And yet, the story keeps spiraling. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and others have called for homicide charges against Byrd, while critics slam the political favoritism that's kept him employed and promoted. Byrd's career seems to highlight a system where accountability is optional and bad behavior gets rewarded. I mean, just look at Alejandro Mayorkas, the DHS secretary, who was impeached, and yet Senate Majority Leader Democrat Chuck Schumer said the 2 articles of impeachment against Mayorkas should not be taken seriously, and he threw them in the trash. He never even entertained a Senate impeachment trial, and yet he has a history where he demanded a Senate trial against Donald Trump when he was impeached the second time, even though Trump had already left office. And the penalty for impeachment on a president is removal from office. There was a pattern here of the D.C. swamp protecting their own at any cost until it starts to backfire on them, while at the same time they make things up about their political opponents. They create laws out of thin air and say that you broke them. I don't know how these people sleep at night. Whoever promoted this clown should never sleep at night again, but apparently having a conscience is not in the job description. So what does this all teach us? If Byrd's story is any indication, like every other department completely compromised by the Democrats and the woke mind virus, the U.S. Capitol Police need a serious overhaul. Records don't just disappear, and promotions shouldn't be consolation prizes for bad behavior. Maybe it's time for someone to start holding these so-called public servants accountable. Not only is D.C. corrupt, but they are incompetent. Since November 18, nearly a month, multiple dozens of drones, reportedly the size of SUVs, have been flying every day from dusk until 11 o'clock at night in Ocean County, New Jersey. That's along the seashore. Where the hell is our military? Why is nothing being done? One of these drones actually blocked a medevac helicopter from being able to land to pick up a victim and take them to the hospital. Nothing was done about it. And those in charge of things like this at the Pentagon can't seem to pull their heads out of their asses and do something about it. So the D.C. swamp seems like a giant cesspool of misfeasance and malfeasance. And it appears that no one is in charge when it matters. The best these people can do is lie about all the issues that come up that they are incompetent fools on. And that's why the D.C. demons are in a panic, because help is on the way, and January 20 cannot get here fast enough. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with stories just like this one. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.